I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's a filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Mastodon.
The Sparrow. The Sparrow is the last song on the album The Hunter by Mastodon. This song is very special to me at the moment. I've been feeling depressed lately, so this song came on while listening to a YouTube radio station, and it hit me hard. This is SGS. All right, buddy. Sorry you're feeling depressed. Hopefully you can find some happiness out there.
All right, guys, here we go. Mastodon, The Sparrow, with the lyrics included. Let's do this shit.
Mastodon's a metal band, right?
Christina, hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while.
Early morning, this bitch.
What
Yo,
did you say?
Christina,
Mastodon what?
Christina, I'm gonna send you that solo I did. I wanted you to critique it. I actually did that solo for you, actually.
Oh.
I'll send you the video. Okay.
They're gonna love it.
All my people showing up today. Okay, so the lyrics are pursue happiness with diligence.
Yeah.
That's the entire song.
Yeah. And then
That sounds like some sort of Buddhist proverb or some sort of proverb, or maybe that's just them.
Mm-hmm.
That's some of the most significant shit is some of the most basic and real statements about the fabric of reality and how to manipulate it in such a way that you have a good experience in it.
Yep.
So this was incredible.
Yeah,
this is one of my favorite songs. Like, this is what I'm saying about 2024. I don't know. Maybe it's. I don't know.
Passing them out like this.
I don't know. I'm not gonna like give away the score or whatnot. But damn, and it was such a brilliant idea and risky and. Like, what a brilliant idea to do it. I mean, I haven't really seen a song with a structure like this before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It chilled me out inside, and I can see how you're saying, like, when you're in a bad spot, it's a good song to listen to. I've been looking at, like, music and its influence on our emotions and how, like, if you're in a bad spot and then you listen to a song that kind of matches that bad feeling, it's almost like it feels like it invites a presence around you that kind of just like stays there. So I think like this song has like, it's positive, like, okay, whatever situation you're in, wherever you found yourself, whether it's bad because you made it bad or it's bad because other people are influenced on, heavy influencers on that, like, you're in that situation, but you can still just pursue happiness. Do you know how to break down the word diligence?
Yeah. Riv has some intel, so I really love this song, but it's more in terms of where it puts me in terms of where I was. The line comes from, I don't know if that's 2IRC. I don't know what that is. LLRC. They're at the time recently deceased tour manager, LRC. It was her personal motto. Okay, so pursue happiness with diligence was the personal motto of a tour manager, obviously friend of the band, who had died, and that was her personal motto. And so it looked like that was one of the things that you used to grieve the loss of that person and move on. Which is pretty beautiful. Nobody plays guitar like Brent Hines. That was pure emotion. Yeah, man, like it was especially that middle part, like I was really like chilling and cooling in the jacuzzi, and it was warm, and I was like really relaxing. And then that middle part got, the tempo got sped up, and we got a solo in there and all that, and I'm like, yo. But I thought to myself, man, I was chilling in the pool, bro. Like, what the hell? But it's like, no, dude. Like, think about what the song is saying. Pursue happiness with diligence.
You have to, yeah.
So, like, yeah, bro. There's a time to like chill out in the pool and relax and whatever, and then there's a time to like
go after it.
And sometimes there isn't a nice transition part where you get a nice warm towel and then you can transition the temp. Like sometimes it's like boom, bap. And that's what the song, and it's like, and if you don't have a philosophy of pursuing happiness with diligence that sometimes combines those two states of being simultaneously, then you're probably not going to be happy. It's like these people like, oh, and apple cider vinegar, blah, 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 and then they got to like water it all down because they can't deal with the taste. Instead of saying like, yo, I'm gonna just like deal with it. I'm gonna just eat it and
you
deal
take a
with
shot
it.
of alcohol, you can take a shot of that.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's all about like what you're motivated to do. But yeah, especially like for me, shout out to Dr. Petzel who explained this to me when I was up at the psych. She said, Vin, for you, peace, happiness, whatever is always going to be on an inclined hill. She said, you cannot stay in neutral because if you do, gravity is going to take you down. So if you're ever going to be happy, you're always going to have to be pushing forward and pushing past something that other people don't. That's why the dude next to you can hang out in neutral, and when you look up, he's ahead of you, even though he was in neutral. He's far ahead of you because you're both in neutral, but you're on a downward incline because of your, you've got to work around your at the time they would say illnesses. I don't know what they call it anymore, but she said, you got to find ways to navigate around your illnesses, or you're always like. That's what I loved about her, man, because she never like sugarcoated it. She always said, "Oh no, this is not going to change. This is not going to change." She was right about like certain people in my family, like, "Oh, that's not going to change." But you could work around, and she'd always like, "This is the workaround. This is the workaround," and like it really helped me a lot, and it shaped my mindset. But the reason I like that the song didn't go anywhere lyrically is because sometimes like you don't need extra words.
No.
Sometimes the really important shit are just, when I was young, I used to hate with a passion. I'm like, why am I getting all these long extended monologues from Moses, but then Jesus? Like, there's more stuff from Moses in the Torah than you get from Jesus in the New Testament. And I'm like, and a lot of the shit Jesus said was just like one-liners. I'm like, well, random one.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got like older that I understood like he had to say all that shit because he was not God in the flesh. He could not pack into one sentence 5 chapters worth of truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like, the things that Jesus was saying, like, unless you're born again, you cannot inherit the kingdom of God. Okay, that's one line. You can hang out with that one line for 4 weeks straight for 5 hours a day and get to about 2 inches of that 12-foot pool. So, like, I understood it, but this was, and I'm obviously not comparing this to the Bible, but like, pursue happiness with diligence is extremely meaningful because one, it means that you have something to do with your own happiness.
Yeah.
And the implication of that is also means that you also have something to do with your own misery.
Yeah.
Because it's in the imperative voice, pursue. We're being told to do something.
Yep.
Okay, so that means at some level, if you're happy, then you made a pursuit. And if you're not happy, at some level,
you did not.
There's a lack of pursuit. And I love that kind of ownership, man, because I understand at some level our emotions are impossible to control. I agree at some level they are. But I think that there are circumstances that we all know that can influence our emotions. And we do have control of those, right? And so, it's like, you just broke up with so-and-so, but then you keep, driving by their house or you keep dropping them off at work. It's like, oh, we're broken up now. We understand that, yeah, okay. And then one day you get yelled at by your boss, and then you come out of work, and then dude's out there hugging you just because, you needed a hug, and then boom, your emotions took over. I agree. I think that's real. I don't think you meant to do that shit. Your emotions took over. But you put yourself in a situation where that atmosphere was possible, right? And so, like, that one word, pursue, gives you so much responsibility and power over how you experience your life. And I think if you just took that one line, pursue happiness with diligence, and you made it your life sort of thing, you would end up
like she had it as her motto.
Yeah.
Or the band did.
Yeah, I think it's a very significant thing, and it's very hard. I was having a conversation with one of the most beautiful people on the planet, but it's very difficult to love somebody with a mental illness who isn't completely sold out to get better. because it's extremely difficult to tell that person at some level you're still responsible.
Yeah.
Now, I was a kid, I was 17, 18, and Petzl was like 45.
Mm-hmm.
I was almost over with for her. You know what I'm saying, in my mind. And so there was this sort of mother-child relationship happening, and so I was open to hearing what she had to say.
Mm.
And so she was always like right down the middle with me, but then she'd say, now here's your workaround. So that's how she always presented to me. She looked at my chart, she looked at all the
you always speak of her very positively.
Yeah, she was always like, look, this and that, this is where nope, that relationship, no, I don't see that happening at all. And that, and she'd say it's none of your business anyway. And it's like, one of my parents, what do you mean? She's like, your business is to stay alive today. And I was like, holy shit, she's right, because I was all tore up and shit.
Yeah.
But like, in the depths of all of that, one time I cut my arm to shreds, and her first visit with me, like, once she saw she was okay, she said, now what are you gonna do the next time to make sure that you don't do this again? And I said, well...
Oh, is that when you always ask people what's your plan?
Yeah, she said, what are you gonna do to make sure you don't do this again? I was like, well, I mean, Doc, I just freaked out. She goes, you didn't just freak out. She said, why did you freak out the day before? I was like, I don't know. She's like, why did you freak out the day before that? I don't know. She's like, guys, obviously something happened, and you allowed yourself. I was like, whoa, I'm like, I got this, this is like literally not even 24 hours after. She said, yeah. She said that's you're wrapped up in all that. Like, the nurses already wrapped you up, so that's taken care of. Like, that's not my job to wrap you up. You're already wrapped. She's basically saying, like, I'm not here to baby you. She said, and then, we finally started talking, and there were decisions that I didn't know it at the time. There were decisions that I made mentally and throughout the day that precipitated in that situation happening. There really were. And so I'm sure an outsider looking in would have been like, oh my God, how could she do? But like, she kept pinning me to the wall, and she knew I wasn't no hoe. Like, she knew I wasn't going to sit there and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she knew where I was from. So she just kept poking me in the eye. And finally, and then, at the end, she said, Vin, in your life, there's always two ways to look at this shit. You can look at it as blame, or you can look at it as power. She said, I'm trying to give you power. Because if there's nothing you did at all that precipitated you doing this dumb shit, then it's over for you.
Yep.
And I respected that. Obviously you respect somebody for doing that, but like, yeah, man, I was a very fortunate person, man. Like, I got put in a bad situation for sure, but I also got timely people who knew. It's very, I haven't ran into a lot of people who really can like really crack that code relative to me, but like, yeah, man, like I had timely people and timely moments with, supernatural where, I wouldn't be here with those people. But after that, and it was crazy too, because I went to, DBT is dialectical behavioral therapy. Like, if you're a person in self-harm and things like that, they try to get you to do other things with your hands and your body to create a different sort of Pavlovian response so that you don't end up harming yourself and things like that. And so I went to my DBT classes every day, but none of them were as effective as that one talk with Dr. Petzl. None. And she wasn't even on that side of the hospital. So, but yeah, so that's what the song was to me. The song to me said that happiness is an emotion to a degree in which we cannot control, but we can control the circumstances in which we're more likely or less likely to experience that happiness. And obviously, as a Christian,
that's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
For me, ultimately is a command to pursue God. The command to pursue happiness and the command to pursue God are literally the same thing. The scripture says, in your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand, pleasures forevermore.
I forgot about that verse.
Right? And so, in your presence, which is interesting because that's usually the role of the Holy Spirit to bring the presence of God to us.
Yeah.
in your presence is fullness of joy, and then at your right hand, who's the right hand? That's Jesus, are pleasures forevermore. So you don't have the pleasures unless you have the Trinity. You have to have a Trinitarian religion in order to experience that verse.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man. It's a 10.
It is for me as well. Yeah.
It's a 10.
Yep. Grim, I agree with you. Happiness and comfort are different things for sure. I think that our discontentment makes us very unhappy a lot of times when we otherwise wouldn't be.
And yeah,
go
that's good. That's good. That's
It's
good.
a theme of the year this year is gratefulness and walk by faith and not by sight.